everyone, welcome back. In this session, we are going to elaborate on gradient a little bit more. So we learned how gradient works in the last video, but do we know how we can use in PowerPoint particularly? Let's see. I'm also going to show you a couple of more examples by creating them so that you can also revise as to how gradient can be created and how you can play with multiple colors and create some stunning slides using gradients. All right. So let's look at these beautiful slides. Can you see it's just basic gradient that has been used in all these? In this one, the gradient has been put into the font or the text as well. And in this one, it's just about shapes and background. Another way of using gradient. So as I was saying earlier in the last video, when you think about gradient or any color, you need not use it as the entire background. You can use it in multiple ways, and this is one of the really subtle ways, especially when you're creating something for a corporate brand. I think something like this would really look fabulous. Let's see a couple of more examples. You could create something like this. So again, do not restrict your mind to what you see, and that is the reason I'm going to show you multiple references and multiple examples of how gradient can be used so that you can use it in shapes, you can use it in background, you can use it in fonts and multiple other ways, including outline. So that is also something that we are going to see. Look at this one. If you remove the gradient, actually, this will become like a very basic slide with just one picture, which has been cropped and some text. So using color is also an art when it comes to presentation. I am going to elaborate a bit more on this in the upcoming videos. But these are a couple of ways in which colors can be used beautifully and subtly in your presentation. So I think what I'm going to do now is show you by doing and working on a couple of slides. But look at this first. Again, very beautiful and very vibrant gradient. And it's very simple to look at, right? I mean, the text is there, the pictures are there, and vibrant gradient is just uplifting the look and feel of the entire slide. Now, coming back to this slide. Let's try and recreate this one. This will become like a practice session for all of us as well. And we can revise what we learned in the last video of how we can create gradient and trace as well using eyedropper. So I am first going to trace this shape like this. I'm going to recreate this entire slide for you to see so that you know that this kind of slide can be created and used for any presentation. So my shape is here. Now I'm going to click on format shape and gradient. So it is picking up the last gradient that I created. That is what PowerPoint always does, especially in the same PowerPoint, like in the same file, it will pick up the last gradient that you have created. So I am going to delete one tab because I just need 3 over here. And one by one, I will start choosing the colors. So color 1. Don't worry about the direction of the color. You can change that later. As you know, color 2 and color 3. My colors are sorted. Now I'm going to click on direction and choose the color. So I want the lighter green on the right side and the darker one on the left. So I'm going to do something like this. And my vibrant, beautiful gradient is ready. I am going to just put it in the location and cut, copy, paste. Getting rid of the outline. Now you can choose the picture that you want. Let's see which picture can we use with this one. I think I'll go for, I think this is, you have to make sure that your picture has to be in the upper half, since, you know, rest of the area will get cut. I think I'm going to go for a very simple and basic, this one. Go to crop, aspect ratio, make it 16:9 so that the ratio instantly changes. And now you can decide how you want to use this picture. I'm going to zoom out a little to place this image, all right? I want the windmills to be there. Actually, I would rather want the solar panels to be there. And I'm going to send it to back so that I can see what area is coming. As I said last time, if you remember in the grid line session, so these grid lines would actually show you what all area is being coming or covered in this slide. So I'm going to bring it a little down. Perfect. And now I'm going to crop the rest of the area by clicking on crop and simply cropping it. Making it black and white, as I want to give this slide a little bit of black and white feel. Let me just pull it further down. Like this, yeah. All right. So for making it black and white, I went on colors and just clicked on this. So this is again something we are going to cover in upcoming slides anyway. So that's basically my template that is ready. Now, another thing that you can also do here is like you have 2 bullet points, right? In here. Instead of choosing these 2 colors, you can actually put gradient in these bullet points as well. And you don't need to create the gradient again. If you remember, we learned about Format Painter. So you can actually pick gradients using Format Painter. I've created gradient in this box. Now to put the same gradient in these 2 circles, all I have to do is click on this brush, Format Painter, and click on the shapes. That's it. And I have my slide ready. How simple was that? I think it took me, 2 minutes to create something like this. And so once you get hang of using gradient, trust me, it is not going to take time. In fact, I think these things can make your slide look really, really nice. Let's see one more example. What if you're, okay, 1 second. Let's try to recreate something like this. If you have to use these shapes and create these colors. So first thing, I am going to bring a picture over here. I'm using this one. Now design ideas, full screen. If you see that since this slide has a lot of content, there is a white color layer that you can see. So I'm going to use that. Insert, shape. If you remember, we covered transparency in the previous videos. So we are going to use just that. Click, format shape, and transparency. Basic, very basic. And now you can go ahead with the shape that you would want to. I am taking this shape. Perfect. You can make copies of this one. And now you can decide the gradient that you want. So I'll go to format shape. I'll just zoom in a bit so that you can see clearly. Click on gradient fill. So again, it's picking the same gradient that I just created. So I will change that. I'm going to add one more tab. And let's see what gradient do we want. So we want something blue, and let's do blue and purple. So light blue, dark blue. And this color, and now I'm going to choose purple. Let's take this bright one, and you can decide the flow of the colors if you want this more or if you want the other one more. I actually would want to get rid of this blue. I'm not liking this lighter blue, so I'll just, or actually let me just delete this color. Yeah, now it looks like a perfect transition. I'm getting rid of the outline. And now I'm again using Format Painter to copy it on other slides. So my slide format is ready in less than 3 minutes, right? So the reason I'm using and showing you these complete slides is because I want you to revise other features as well, like eyedropper we are using here, the transparency sheet that we just learned. So try to use these features in your slide to enhance the look and feel of the entire presentations. So I'm going to see you in the next video. Thank you so much.